Sometimes the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, day number 1, and it's a little lengthy title here, Be'altecha. When you raise up is the theme. So we're talking about things being raised up this week. Let's go to the book of Numbers, Bimidbar, chapter number 8, and begin reading with verse number 1. Which says, And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to Aaron, and say to him, When you ascend to trim the lamps, let the 7 lamps give light in front of the lampstand. And Aaron did so. He set up the lamps to face toward the front of the lampstands, as Yahweh commanded Moshe. So we're talking then, first of all, about raising up the light of the menorah. The previous chapter concerns, if you want to go back to last week's Torah portion, it's how each tribe brought forward an offering to Yah, and it was exactly the same for each tribe, yet each tribe's contribution is listed. Now, it does make for some redundant reading. However, there are some reasons for that, and the chief of which, although each gave the same thing, Yah recognized each one's gift and saw it as important and almost, if you would, unique. So Rashi, the ancient Torah commentator, says that the reason then that we now in chapter number 8 start off with a special address to Aaron is that he felt slighted. Each of the tribes were permitted to come and bring this special offering to Yah. And he who represents the Levitical tribe wasn't given that opportunity. And he kind of felt slighted, and therefore his feelings may have been hurt. Rashi has a lot of great insight. I enjoy reading his commentary. I glean very much from him. This time, though, I think there's more going on than Aaron's feelings. After all, it is Aaron that is privileged daily to come light this menorah, to twice a day put incense on the altar of incense and offer fresh praise and worship to Yah, to preside over the inner chamber of the Most High, to traffic at a level that no one else does, to wear the most set-apart garments in all of Israel, to be permitted one time a year to come even into the Kadosh Kedoshim, the most holy place on the face of the earth, and to approach the very Ark of the Covenant. I don't think his feelings are hurt. He knows who he is, and he's a very significant man. So what are these instructions about? Well, it says here, when you light the lamps, the 7 lamps shall give light in front of the lampstand. The phrase in Hebrew is Behelatecha et haneriot. That's probably butchered badly, but that's my Grassy Creek Hebrewism or Hebrew language for you. When you raise up the lamps, now it has this Hebrew word in there, et, the Aleph Tav. Yeshua said in the book of Revelation, I am the Aleph Tav. So you could suggest that the phrase was saying, when you raise up the et lights, or if you take Yeshua being the et, the Aleph Tav, when you raise up Messiah's lights. Each of these lights that are kindled, of which there are 7 total, they are to give their light forward in a very specific and particular fashion. I have here a small menorah that we have in our home. And the understanding is as follows. We have a center vine from which 6 branches then are connected. And so we have this center vine. Yeshua says, I am the vine, and you are the branches that are connected to me. He said, no one can bear fruit unless you are connected to the vine. That's Yochanan, or John chapter number 15. And you also understand from the book of Isaiah chapter 11 and verse number 2 that there are 7 spirits of Elohim. And this is also shown in the book of Revelation, chapter number 5, where when Yeshua is seen as the Lamb, he has 7 eyes, 7 horns, and it is identified in the book of Revelation here that these are the 7 spirits of Elohim. And so according to what Isaiah saw, we have the spirit of Yahweh in the center. Then we have the spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel, the spirit of might, the spirit of knowledge, and the spirit of the fear of Yahweh. So Yah's instructions to Aaron was, when you put fresh oil in the cups, and when you trim the new wick and you put the wick in there, cause the wick not so much to stand straight up, but to be angled toward the center one. And so at House of David, my elder Sanfatoni prepares a menorah each Shabbat, and he likewise angles the wicks so that they reference or point their light to Yeshua. Yeshua being the servant branch, the shamash, the center vine, Yeshua the one upon whom the Spirit of Yahweh resides. The Spirit of Yah is upon me, he says, and he has anointed me. If you go to Isaiah chapter 61, the anointing of the Yah that was on Yeshua was to show power to break free those that were in bondage, to open the blind eyes, to open the deaf ears, to open the prison doors of those that are bound, etc. So the ministry gifts reside upon Yeshua. And then you and I are to demonstrate his wisdom and his understanding, his counsel and his might, to reveal his knowledge, and to operate in the fear of Yahweh, because we are vitally connected to him. But we do what we do, we operate as we do, in such fashion that our light is not shining for ourselves, but is to be forward focused, that is, that we give our light to Yeshua. There's a lot of things that are being done that are well in the earth. We hear so much about where churches or congregations or synagogues may have gone off the rails, where leadership has failed its people, where false doctrines have crept in, where the church has become much more like the world than the set-apart body of Messiah. Hebraic roots congregations are notorious for our divisions and strifes and infightings and all of this stuff. Ad nauseum, we've heard it all. But there are some good things that are going on in the earth. There are the needs of the poor that are being met. Here in our locality, there are about 7 different congregations that offer food banks and are trying to provide food to those that are in need. There are those who give. There are those who help meet the needs of those that are destitute or have fallen on hard times. I know our congregation has known of needs. Someone's home has burned to the ground, or some desperate situation has arisen, and our folks have responded and done so admirably. And for that, I'm very thankful. While we do what we do, and all that we do, let it be to the honor and the glory of Yeshua. It's not that one congregation or one group would get some sort of recognition or affirmation for themselves, but rather one hand doesn't know what the other hand is doing. We do so behind the scenes in order that all that is done would be honorable and glorious to our Messiah. Our work today, our walk today, our efforts today, our words, our demonstrations of compassion and hope, let it be for the honor and the glory of Yeshua. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might and give glory to Yah. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Till then, shalom.